Hello, I'm Mrs. Charity. Welcome to the Glorious Heritage Overview of Catholic Church History. Discover the amazing story of the Church together as a family as you color and paste your way through the timeline and printables, which you can find on our website. And now, let's move into our topic for today.
Hello, I'm Mr. Charity, and welcome to the Glorious Heritage Catholic History video series. Today's topic is number 118, the Treaties of Westphalia and Nantes. If you look on your timeline and summary question sheets, you'll notice that we are in the green time period, which we have named Revolt. If you don't have a timeline or summary question sheets, you can find them on our website. When Martin Luther broke away from the Catholic Church in 1517, he started the Protestant Revolt, and he started a whole new era for Europe. Protestantism spread all over Northern Europe, changing as new Protestant heretics like John Calvin decided to break away from Martin Luther. After some time, the Catholic kingdoms and the Protestants tried to take over each other's territories by force. The Protestants wanted to spread their heresies, but the Catholics wanted to bring back the Protestant lands to the Catholic Church. From 1618 to 1648, the Protestants and Catholics fought the 30 Years' War, which was one of the most destructive and deadly wars ever fought in Europe up until that time. So many people died, and neither side was winning. So, in order to stop the war, the Protestants and Catholics got together and signed a peace treaty called the Treaties of Westphalia in 1648. The principal rule that governed the treaty was the Latin phrase cuius regio, eius religio. In English, this means whoever rules over the land gets to pick the religion. Even though this treaty brought peace to Europe after such a bloody war, it was a very bad thing overall. This peace treaty meant that if a Protestant prince in the Holy Roman Empire wanted his lands to be Protestant, he was allowed to do so, and the Catholics could not do anything about it. This is so bad because we must remember that heresies are extremely dangerous and serious. Heretics cannot go to heaven because they deny the teachings of Christ and His Church. So by allowing Protestants to spread their heresies in Europe, they were accepting the damnation of countless souls. The Peace Treaty of Westphalia was never overturned, and it established in Europe the condemned era of freedom of religion. Another peace treaty like this was also signed about 50 years earlier in France. Do you remember how in the mid-1500s many poor French Catholics began to convert to Calvinism? French Calvinists had a special name. They were called Huguenots. The French Huguenots were greatly attacked and suppressed by powerful French Catholics. Do you remember our video about the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre? Well, in the 1500s, a new French king rose to take the power and throne in France. He was born a Calvinist, but he converted to Catholicism so he could become the king. Many think his conversion was not sincere. His name was King Henry IV of France, otherwise known as Henry of Navarre. Well, because he was born a Calvinist, he did not want to stop their heresy from spreading in France. He probably believed the grave error of religious liberty, and that all religions were paths to heaven. Of course, this is false. One must believe the Catholic faith. Anyway, in 1598, King Henry IV signed the Edict of Nantes, which allowed Huguenots to practice their Calvinist heresy in France with no problems. Thankfully, this horrible Edict of Nantes was overturned about 100 years later by King Louis XIV, who wanted his kingdom to be Catholic, united in the one true faith. Thanks be to God. Okay, now Mrs. Charity will tell you more about the Treaty of Westphalia and Pope Innocent X.
Hello, I am Mrs. Charity. The peace treaty was signed in 1648 by the Catholic and Protestant rulers of Europe. However, the Pope at that time, Pope Innocent X, was very displeased with this treaty. In his papal bull, Zelo Domus Dei, he declared the treaty null, void, invalid, iniquitous, unjust, damnable, reprobate, inane, empty of meaning and effect for all time. Those are strong words. It is clear that the Catholic Church did not approve of the damnable Treaty of Westphalia.
Welcome back. Now I'll read a little poem to you about the Treaty of Westphalia and how it was condemned by Pope Innocent X. In the halls of Rome I sat and frowned, on treaties signed, the faith brought down. Westphalia's name now echoed loud, a peace proclaimed, yet I disavow. The 30 Years' War, a bitter fight, left Europe scarred both day and night. Princes and kings their swords laid down, in Westphalia's peace they sought renown. Yet my soul mourns and my spirit's vexed, for the Church's power is now perplexed. The Church's authority, so firm and grand, now questioned by this treaty's hand. Protestants and Catholics side by side, in Westphalia's terms they now abide. A balance struck, a fragile peace, but at what cost this war's release? As Pope, I see the Church's plight, in Westphalia's terms a grievous sight. The truth diluted, power dispersed, in this treaty I see the worst. I condemn this pact, hailed and adorned, for in its terms the faith is scorned. May God's true Church govern all hearts, especially those heretics in whom truth departs. Well, that's all for today. Come back next time and we'll discuss the Catholic response to the Protestant revolt. This is called the Catholic Counter-Reformation. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Visit our website, www.gloriousheritagecartoons.com, where you can find more educational supplements, cartoons, books, and printables. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to get notified of our latest updates and videos. And if you like our work and want to support us, you can make a donation on our website or on Patreon. We really appreciate your generosity and kindness. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.